Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? This is Zack Griset with Buildbox. Really excited today to do some live Q&A. We're live right now on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, on Periscope, and I am going to also try to stream on Discord as well. So we'll see how this goes today. If Discord users have any issues, just let me know. Hey, what's up? Hey, Smart Penguins. Hey, Sanju, Zurich, Fathima, Parkour. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Abmora, Prasad. Can you, let's go ahead and let's jump into it. I'm really excited, everybody, to get started on the live stream today. Sorry for the wait. Can you guys hear me okay? Is everything, is like sound good and all that stuff? And you guys can see okay. I think we're good. I'm going to go ahead and start moving through some of the questions real fast and start, let's do some Q&A. Okay, cool. What's up, Renato Jakowatz, Super Pops, Anon, Garav. All right, so first off, how do you make particle effects like wind, rain, fire effects in Buildbox 3D? Okay, so so with like those different effects, okay, we don't have a particle emitter in Buildbox 3D, so you have to kind of do things a little bit differently. So for instance, you might, let's say, like draw some clouds or some sort of, like, let's say you wanted to do some wind that you kind of have like, you know, this thing going on, right? Like a little bit of that. Like you could just do a wind animation, right, over that like layers on top. But to do it in 3D, what I might do is I might do something like this. I'm trying to imagine how I would do like wind in 3D. I might take a shape like this, maybe something like a helix, right? Then create new 3D game. I'm not going to save my changes. Good question, by the way. This is intriguing because I do have some ideas about this, and I think it could be useful to you guys. So let's just try this out. So I'll go to Asset Library. I'm going to try this helix as an example. I'm going to make sure my camera's okay. And I'm going to kind of tilt it up so that it's like I can actually like see wind. Okay, probably back it off a little bit. Get out of camera mode, throw the helix in here, rotate this guy around. Okay, up, rotate it around. Yep, something like that. Okay, cool. Then I want to stretch it out like this. Yeah, something like that, maybe. Like that kind of looks windy-ish, right? So then what you'll do is you can rotate it, right? Give it a little bit of movement, rotation. Okay. So rotation. Let's see what it looks like. If I rotate it like this, let's see if I do 50 in that direction. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, cool. All right, nice. That's looking good. Now we just make this whole thing smaller, quite a bit smaller. Then we give it some movement, a little bit of wind movement. Probably moving it in the positive X direction, I want to say. So let's do 0 here. Let's do X direction, let's do 20. See what that looks like. Okay, cool, there it is. So there's some wind. I would also take the opacity down on the color. Something like that, right? Then I would maybe do a couple of them. Let's see here. I will go like this. I'm gonna hit S on my keyboard, right? A couple times. And then do something like this. Oh, you know what's even better? I'll do this. Watch this. Let's go to shapes here. I'll do a cube. I'll have this be a wind spawner. So it'll just randomly spawn wind. Okay. So wind spawner, I'll call that wind spawner. Okay. Now, wind spawner is just going to spawn, so it doesn't, it's going to be static, none. It's just going to spawn stuff, and I'll get a timer as well. Cool. So we'll enable the timer. We'll spawn stuff, and then we will spawn the wind. Let's do the helix. Press save. It's called the helix wind. This is how I would sort of like pseudo do a wind particle emitter sort of thing. So spawner, spawning the wind. Let's do time. Let's do 1 second, number of events, like 100 or something like that. And let's just check the frequency on that. Let's bring out a wind spawner. Okay. Let's just check this. I'm going to get rid of these winds right now. Let's see. Okay. So the wind spawner is not spawning. Why? Reversed timer, time out, spawn. Let's change this to wind. Okay. Let's try it. Huh. Let's see here. Okay. It's not spawning. I wonder why. Let's see if it's, if I just go straight from created to spawn, does it work? Wait. Something's happening. Oh! Okay. So, interesting. Okay, so the wind has physics. So we need to get rid of the physics on that. And then I might crank up the... Oh! Somehow the 3D model got disconnected so it was invisible, and that's why we couldn't see it. No wonder. I don't know. I don't remember disconnecting the 3D model, though. That's strange. I wonder how I disconnected the 3D model. Well, okay. Anyways, there we go. And then let's do this, though. Let's do this. With the wind, let's rotate the 3D model like this. Let's rotate it 90. Not in the Y. 0. Let's do rotate it in the X 90. And this 90 as well. Okay, and then stretch out the scale here. So scale, let's make it, nope, not 10 that direction. Let's do 2. Okay, yeah, perfect. All right, let's do this. Interesting, but the rotation's not happening anymore. Maybe because of that. Strange. Okay, so then let's take the scale down quite a bit. Let's see here. Okay, let me see here. I'm gonna go shrink this down and see if that helps. But I think I just did ignore scale, so let's test this. Okay, cool. So the scaling helps a lot. You know what though? It's strange that the wind is not rotating anymore. It was spinning before, and it was like making this like kind of like a really cool effect. But now when I spawn it, it doesn't rotate, and I don't have any sort of, like, let's see here. There's no weird position factor or anything like that. Let's see if it rotates if I make it kinematic. No. Okay, interesting. So I would do something like this. Make it real, real light. Maybe, I guess, I wonder if you rotate, if you have this rotating constantly. That might be interesting. Let's see. Right, okay, rotate 50. No, that doesn't do anything. That doesn't help at all. Okay, maybe, let's see here. If you do it like this, though, it will shoot out a little bit differently each time. And then I'll go ahead and move this to the side, shrink it down just a little bit more. Make a couple copies, shift them around a little bit, something like that. Maybe make them different sizes. And do another one. Scale it down a little bit differently. A little like that. Okay, cool. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, let's change the rotation on this guy. My bad. We don't need that. Maybe this way, though. Let's see. Nah, that didn't help either. Okay. Huh. That's weird. So it's actually rotating. It is rotating, but it's rotating now differently. It's like rotating like this. So it needs to be rotated like 100, I think, in the Z. Let's see. Nope, in the X. Let's try the X. Yeah. Okay, cool. And if you do like 200, I bet it looks even cooler. Okay. Oh, that looks clean. All right, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. So of course, at this point, sorry if this was like a long-winded answer, right? That's a good pun. What I wanted to do, this is kind of like a particle emitter, right? Because basically a particle emitter is just something that keeps, shooting out, emitting particles. This kind of gives it like kind of windy. I would probably, how would I add more to this? I would add maybe some different shapes, but this is like one way that you can kind of get a wind sort of feel to it. I kind of like the wiggles and everything. I would, you know what I would do too? I would probably do, I might do different speeds is the thing. I wonder if I can do this, if I could spawn it, right? And then it would have to be a random speed each time. Let's see here. Can I add a random movement? Yeah, there we go. Let's do this. Okay, so for the speed, I'll add like 10 in the like a 10 for the randomizer, and then let's see how that looks. Okay, that looks okay, but it looks like it looks more like the wind is like super random. Like it almost actually made more sense, like visually, to have them move in unison, strangely enough. I don't know, it's up to you guys. I don't know what you guys think on that one, but okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to export these two assets, and I'm going to put them into the Discord right now. Let's see here. I'll save this, or I'll just export the BB doc, and I'll save the BB doc. So this is wind emitter BB doc, a wind emitter example, and then I'm gonna go into the Discord, everybody. Okay. And we're trying something else out. If you guys want to try this out, you totally can. We're trying to do some live streaming on Discord as well, because we want to include the Discord group, because the community is so amazing on the Discord channel and on the forum. So we're trying out this Buildbox TV, but yeah, so feel free to join in if you ever want. I'm going to go ahead and post right now. Real fast, I'm going to post the wind emitter example BB doc in the let's see here, wind emitter example. I'm going to post it on Discord so that everybody can have access to it. Okay, the next question I believe was was rain. Okay, so rain, I would do the same thing. Honestly, I would do the same thing, but I would do this. I would use a cylinder, or I would use spheres. Okay, and I would essentially do the same thing as the wind spawner that I just showed you, but I would, what I would do is I would use cylinders probably, or little spheres, and have those like dropping as like little droplets, and have an emitter shooting downwards instead. And then you could even, what would be really cool is to do, instead of just using, for rain, at least in my opinion, for rain, what would be really cool is, instead of using a static, like a move node, and you're just going like straight down at a constant speed, it might be cool to do a position animation. And so use a position animation node, right? And then what you can do when you use the position animation node is you could hook it up so that the easing function is like probably an in-out cube, I think, or in cube or in-out cube. One of those two would be a really, really cool easing function, a really cool effect for rain. Because I imagine it might like go slow and then drop faster, kind of like, almost like, watching a water droplet, drop down. I think that it would be interesting to mess with the easing function on this position animation node on a rain emitter. And then fire was an interesting one. So I'm going to just quickly show you how I made a fire effect. But it's not really an emitter, okay? It's not I wouldn't call it an emitter. For fire, I wonder if you could make if you could like emit some like different if you could emit like pyramids, or even a helix could possibly look good, or a triangle, I'm thinking. But I'm going to just quickly show you how I do a little fire effect. I'm going to build us a little campfire here for our game. So I'm going to use, this is going to be wood. Okay. Let's get this over here. We're going to change the color to brown. If you ever need to get a brown color, just go to a like yellowish orange, and then crank down the darkness. Okay, there we go. That's pretty good. Pretty good log right there. Okay, cool. I can work with that. All right, now let's rotate it down. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Plant it into the ground. Then make a copy. Rotate it. Okay, make another copy. Rotate it. Okay. Make another copy and rotate it. Perfect. Okay. You know, that last one actually doesn't look that great. Let's just make this one a little bit. Yeah. Oops. That is weird. Yeah, let's crank that up and crank this over. Okay, cool. So that's more of like what I'm looking for like logs. Then what I do is, okay, I'll use a wind spawner here. So let's use a wind spawner. But instead of wind, let's see here. Instead of wind, let's do 0.5 here. Instead of wind, I'll just make this like smoke actually. So wind, I'll change the color here so that it's not white. It's like darker. We'll crank up the opacity on it a little bit more. Then we'll crank the wind spawner. We'll turn it up this way. Okay. And then let's see if this is working real fast. I want to make sure that this is working. Okay. No, so these will be static. The logs will be static. The wind spawn, I need the wind to move upwards. So we'll do 5. We'll shrink this down. We'll go back upwards. Okay. Then now let's do wind spawner. Shrink it down quite a bit. Okay. And then forget the rotation. Or, actually no, I take that back. We can do a rotation of 30 along the Y. Huh. Let's see here. Oh, not this. This is what I want. Yeah, 10. And then have it moving 5. Let's do a couple of these guys. Okay. Move them down underneath our wood. Okay. Let's crank this over a little bit. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a quick look at that. Okay, the wind emitter is going too fast with a randomizer of 2 seconds. Let's do a timer of 2 seconds with a randomizer of 1. And then why is it moving under the ground? Okay, well, anyways, you don't need to actually have the little cubes there. Okay, so that doesn't look great. I would probably use maybe cubes. This is actually how I would do this. I would switch it up and I would do cube. I'd rotate it randomly in each direction. I'd move them very slowly too. And something like that. Yeah. and the position animation I need to ignore. Okay, cool. And probably something like that, and maybe make another little copy or something like that. Okay, cool. Then the last thing I would do is let's take a sphere here. I'll use this as an example. Then we're going to add a point light. Okay, we'll have it be red, like a flame. We'll do, the range is like 2. The intensity, we'll crank it up to like 4. Then we have the sphere basically be, doesn't really need to have any sort of physics or anything to it, and we'll give it a wave movement, super fast up and down. So 0 wave speed, wave vector be like 0.5, and the wave speed be like 20. And let's see. Okay, cool. Something like that. Let's do wave vector even shorter, 0.3, and let's do 30. Okay, and then what you do is you take the light, you take the point light, and you make it a child of the sphere. And then you take the sphere and you get rid of the 3D model, and then you've got this like, I'd probably move it up just a little bit, maybe more, just a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. And then this is just so you can kind of see, this is sort of like a little campfire effect. I would do bigger cubes, bigger smoke for sure, and like more cubes, and probably change the shape a little bit. But when you wanted a particle, like a fire effect, that's how I would do it. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's keep moving. Super sorry if that went super long, but I'll go ahead and I'll share this now as well. I'm gonna fix this up just a tiny bit more with the cubes, and just add in a few more cubes and increase the scale a little bit. Let's grab all these and increase the scale just a little bit. How that looks. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Let's increase the scale a little bit more. Let's also make a copy and rotate them around a little. Okay. Yeah, not terrible, not terrible. And then the last thing, I guess, for the move is you want it to be like, yeah, really slow in some cases. So, and have them moving at different speeds. Okay, something like that. I'm gonna go ahead and save this now as the fire emitter example, or campfire example. Campfire example. And then I'm gonna share it on Discord right now so you guys all have this. Okay, Discord right here. And here is the campfire example. And you can totally use this for other campfires if you need it. Okay, there we go. Next question. Can you please suggest some good platforms for selling my games or publishing my games? Okay, so for publishing your games, a fantastic publisher that we're currently working with right now, we just partnered with, is Quali. And if you haven't really heard about it yet, I'm going to quickly just post a link right now in the chat. I'm going to go to YouTube real fast, and I'm going to get the link so that you can see the new Quali announcement video. Okay, great. So, give me just a second. I'm pulling up the video. We're teaming up with Quali. Okay, great. Here is the link. I'm going to post it in the chat right now, everybody. Okay, so that is Quali is who you definitely want to work with as far as publishers. We have been working with them now for quite a few months. We think that they're fantastic, and we've decided that this is the best publisher that we could possibly work with right now, as far as getting the community and as much opportunity as possible. So thank you so much for that question. Now the other part of that question is another place where you can sell your games, and it's we were talking about this a little bit this morning on the Instagram live stream, and we were talking about a website called Flippa. So I'm going to pull it up real fast. Here's Flippa. Okay. And I'll move Discord back over. Thanks, everybody. Okay. So Flippa is a site that you can sell your games. So you can sell an app or something right there. You see how you can, like, it says search 300 websites, apps, or businesses. Let's try searching for some apps or something. Let's see. So yeah, here's an app. Okay, so preschool learning kindergarten app. It looks like I think they're bidding on this one. I might be wrong here. And it's being sold for $5,000 right now. So that's a good place for sure to sell your games. I would say. I have heard from a few of our users before in the past that have done that it's gone well. I think you can also sell templates and games on GameGorillas.com. Let me show you that now. So Flippa.com, Gorillas. And you know what? I didn't give you I'll actually include the link in the chat right now, everybody. So here's Flippa. Okay, I just linked Flippa right now in the chat. What's up, Farhood? What's up? Thank you for joining. Okay, now let's check out Game Gorillas. Okay, awesome place to sell your templates and sell your games. But this is probably, like, when you say you're selling your games, this is probably more like selling your BB docs, though. So you'll be people will use these as templates, and you'll sell the BB doc is what it'll be. Okay. Huh. Are you guys having? Is there any connection issues at all? Because for some reason my Game Gorillas will not pull up. That's weird. Okay. Let's try this again. Connecting. Sorry for the delay, guys. Okay. Well, I guess you're going to have to just take my word for it. That is so weird. Come on, there's no way. Okay, hold on. Video game development, GameGorillas.com. There's no, this site is super reliable. There's no way they're having problems. Okay, there we go. That's what I thought. All right. So, here we go. GameGorillas.com. Wow, they really did some crazy rebranding. They used to have a monkey as their icon, and they switched it to like this infinity type sign. Very interesting. So, go to GameGorillas.com, and you can sell. You can sell your BB docs there, and I know for sure there's plenty of people that did really, really well doing that. We're also going to have an asset store very soon for you so that our customers can sell their BB docs as well. Okay, cool. So that's GameGorillas.com. Actually, let me pull that up real fast, and I'll share the link in the chat with you guys, everybody. Gorillas has folded. Sell my apps, Code Canyon, or others to sell on. Yeah, okay. I didn't know about that Game Gorillas folded. Okay, so sell my apps and Code Canyon. Let's check those out. Spice Bean, thank you very much. Code Canyon. Let's do it. Okay. CodeCanyon.net. Huh. Envato. Interesting. So is Code Canyon and Envato the same thing? That's crazy. It's like they have multiple aliases. Okay. Now, so there's Code Canyon. And then the other one you said was Sell My Apps. Yes, I remember. I know that one. Sell My Apps. Okay. And 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. So Sell My Apps. Interesting. No, that's not right. That's the wrong. Sell My Apps. Okay. sellmyapps.com or just sell my app. Okay. Okay, cool. Sell My App. So this is one for sure, everybody, that I would check out too. You could make a living. You could like support yourself by selling your apps and stuff, selling your game ideas and things on here. You can see here's a ton for Unity. So I'll go ahead and include that as well. Yeah, Envato Market is really cool. If you haven't heard of that one, let me just go back to it real fast. Where was it? No, that's Flippa. And then we were just at Code Canyon. Where's Code Canyon? Nope. Okay. It was just Envato Market here. Code Canyon. Here we go. Okay. This is the other one, everybody. So CodeCanyon.net is just the Envato Market and just the code section of the Envato Market. How interesting. They must have merged somehow. There's probably a story behind that. But anyways, these are all really, really great resources, everybody, for selling your games. So Sell My App, CodeCanyon.net, and I guess Game Gorilla's folded, so I was wrong about that. But Flippa still seems to be working good. So bummed about Game Gorillas. That's too bad. Game Gorillas was pretty cool. Okay, next question. Real fast, everybody. Give me just a second. Catching up. Okay. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Hugh, by the way. All right. Now, can you please... Okay, games made by BB run smoothly on iOS, but they seem to lag on Android. Is BB more optimized for iOS? Please make it for Android too. That would be cool. You know, it's interesting. I know that we've tried to... If anything... we've tried to put probably more time and effort into Android development because there's more Windows users and Android users out in the world, right? So most people have Android phones because they're affordable and they're reliable so we've been really trying to optimize for Android. However, some updates recent. It's been in the last few weeks and maybe like the last month or so. I've heard one or two people or a couple people talking about this lagging thing on Android. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it's definitely caught our attention and we're looking into it for sure. Okay, now how to make a level section menu with swipe. Good question. How to make a level section menu with swipe. Okay, let's try this. Okay. So the way I would do this, I'm thinking about doing this in two ways. And one is to just have all of your levels here, right? So if I have, so I'll just use a couple examples. I'll just have like here, I'll have one navigation button level here, and let's do another one. Okay, where's my screenshot? Thank you. Okay, navigation button there. Okay, cool. So let's say we've got a couple of these guys. These are your levels, right? Level 1 through 6. And you want to swipe. You want to swipe and go to another level. So, okay. Let's see here. If I try to hook this up, and then what I want to do is I want to create a gesture. Let's see here. I got my cube in my scene. Let's do swipe, 4-way swipe. Okay. Let's say if I swipe right, this could be like an object in my scene. I'll start off with a blank 3D world so you know, so you can see what I'm really going for here. Okay, so we should have nothing, right? So when you play the game, it should just show the squares. Okay, so wow, they're badly positioned, but anyways, these are our levels, right? And you want to swipe and go to the next one, the next scene. So what I would probably do is I would do let's see here. I need to get rid of this 3D world and go in here. I would get a cube. I'd make it invisible. I'd make it invisible in the scene so that when you go in there, it's still there in the scene, but you know, it's not there if in the preview. If you hook it up and it'll actually be there. So you just disconnect the 3D model, make it invisible, and then you do a 4-way swipe, you enable it, and then when you say, okay, when I swipe left, I want to do a menu jump. This is probably what I would do. You could do even or an event observer. You want to get an event observer, do a menu jump, swipe left. Let's call this swiped left. Or swipe left. Okay, cool. Swipe left. Then we've got this, and then we go to another UI, maybe, or you go to another 3D world, maybe. I would probably say you go to another 3D world, then that way, let's see here, event observer. Yeah, I would probably do that. I would go to another 3D world, then here we go. Okay, cool. Navigation buttons. And then let's see if this works. Okay, and I'll add a new 3D world and just make sure that these navigation buttons are working. So swipe left is going to take me here. So swipe left, menu jump, there we go. And then let's say that the next one has the levels down here. Okay. Okay, let's do the levels there. Okay. Let's see if this works. Here we go. Swipe left, and you go to the next scene. So I think what you probably want is more of that like smooth, you know, like as you're swiping it, like it almost like moves with your thumb, right? So that's an example right there of just like a swipe transition. Let me make it just a tiny bit prettier, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to just make a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and use this, and then I'm going to share the BB docs that you guys can have that swipe transition. And what we'll do too is we'll go in here, and this time we'll do a sphere in here in this world. We'll disconnect it this way. we'll do a four-way swipe here. And then when you swipe right, you do another event observer. Do another menu jump. And call this one swipe right. All right, and then that means you go back. So you swipe right, you go right back to the to this world. All right, now let's make this just a little bit nicer. Okay. Okay, cool. There are icons. Huh. No. Son of a gun. Where are you? There we go. Okay. Well. Alright. We're going to just have to make it. Okay. That's no big deal. Alright. View. Get rid of the grid. Let's make a quick 1, 2, 3. Let's do green. Let's do text 1. Cool. Make a couple of these. 2, 3. 2, 3. Group them. Group. Cool. Now, slice them up. Cool. Create slice. Export them all out. It's just buttons. The following overwritten. Okay. Export. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Desktop. That's weird. Let me see something. They must be over here. Yeah, I got them over here. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's make this a little bit nicer because if I'm going to give you guys an example, I don't want it to be super ugly. Okay. So we'll have this be navigation 1, world 1. We'll have this one be world 2. World 2. And then we'll do a third one. Or, you know what, I think actually that's probably good enough right now. Just for example purposes, I don't need to do the third one. But basically, if you do from here, you would do another swipe left. Yeah, you know what, I'm just going to give it to you. I'm going to do one more world, everybody, so bear with me. Okay? So from here, if you swipe left, we want to have another one that says swipe left. And it goes to the third world. Or the third UI menu. Okay, cool. Hook it up right here. Sphere in the scene. Oops. Or wait. No, that's not right. Okay, there. Cool. Swipe left. We're gonna go to another one. We're going to drop in this button. Cool. Okay, now, so I go swipe left, it goes to this one. I swipe right, it goes back. I swipe left, it goes here. And I need to swipe right, it needs to go back. Okay. So I do another sphere here. And have this one be invisible as well. Cool. It doesn't need the wave either. We'll do swipe again. Four-way swipe, enable it. event observer, menu jump, swipe right, and then we go back to this one. Okay, I will give you this example. All right, everybody, so this is what we're working with. Swipe right, swipe left. Okay, so that's just the example for right now. I feel like we can do even better than that. Like for instance, like let's say if I had that button, right? If I had some button or 2D image here and I had is touched, I can do a position animation. Maybe, I don't know. That would be tricky. I feel like it could. I feel like this is a decent example for right now, just for some quick swipe like menu changes. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you save this and then share it on Discord real fast. So this is swipe menu changes. Okay. Swipe menu changes. I'm gonna save it and then I'm gonna throw it up onto Discord right now and share it with you all. Okay, who do we have here watching Zach's live stream right now? Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people are on Discord sometimes. Okay, swipe menu changes. Here you go. Okay, everybody. So those are some swipe menu changes I just threw up onto Discord. All right, next question. Okay. Parkour Ninja Kitty, how do I make a randomized level? Okay, perfect. So basically, I'm gonna since I've done, let's see here. I'll do this. I'll go to my mind map. Basically, what you want to do, Parkour Kitty or Parkour Ninja Kitty. Sorry, I forgot the ninja. What you want to do is, let's say you've got like one world. I'm just gonna kind of move everything over here. So I was like starting off fresh. I'm gonna ignore the other part of the mind map. So let's say you've got this world that you're going to, right? And how do I make a randomized level? So basically what you do is, let's say this is your level. Let's call this level 1, right? And what you do is you double click into that world, and then you go up here to edit, and you go to randomize scenes. Okay, so you go to randomize scenes, and then you want to add in different scenes. You could add in different levels. You know what? Let me give you a better example. So I'm going to open up this isometric platformer example, and I'm going to show you the difference, okay? So let's take a look at this first scene. So the first scene has a little bit of a coin, has 1 coin and 2 spikes. The next scene has 1 spike and 1 coin, and you can see how it progresses, okay? So it's this one, then this one, then this one. Now, if I do file, or if I go to edit and I go to align scenes, it's going to go just to the start scene, then it's going to go to 1, then it's going to go to 2, then it's going to go to 3, and let's watch that. Okay, let's check out scene 1. So we should see this in the beginning. Let's just test that. Okay. And there we go. And we did see that, but you know what's really confusing about that is the camera spun around. Ah, my bad. It's this direction. So there's the beginning of the scene, there's the end of the scene. So my mistake. Okay, so let's try this again. It's gonna look a little bit more like what you would expect. So there's gonna be a spike right here in the front, coin, then the spike on the mountain or on the top. Okay, spike in the front, spike on the top, and then the scenes progress just like you would think they would, until you run out of scenes, and then it just stops, and then, like, you know, Buildbox doesn't know what to do after that because you don't have anything in place. But if you want to create random levels, then you go to edit, and then you go to randomize scenes, and then it's going to just keep randomizing the scenes over and over again and give you endless levels. Now, let's say you also wanted to not just randomize within the level, but make it so that the levels themselves are randomized, right? This is what you do. Use a random logic piece in your mind map, okay? So that way, the start button, right? Let's say you got, let's call this one level 1. Level 1. Let's call this one level 2. I'm going to just hit S on my keyboard to make a copy of it. And I'll call that level 2, and then I'm going to make another one and call it level 3 or whatever. Okay? And then the start button is going to open up, is going to start this random node, and then the random node is going to randomly choose one of your levels that you've created. And then you could have your levels be designed exactly, you know, how you like, and then just go from there. So this is going to be, this is what I'll do. This is what I'm going to do. For this first one, okay, I'm going to delete all of the scenes except for the first scene. Okay? For the second level, I'm going to delete all of the scenes except for the second scene. And then you could probably guess what I'm going to do next. Going to do the same for the third world. All right? Now, let's check out the results. Okay? So each of these levels only has one scene. So let's see what happens. So I'll press play. Okay? And it's just going to be this one scene over and over and over and over again, because this is level 1. All right? I'll restart my game, press play, and then what do you know? It's another random level. I've only got one scene in it, of course, you know that. So it's just going to play that scene over and over again, but this is a random different level. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as randomizing levels example. Randomizing levels example. Okay, I'll save it, and then I'm going to throw it on Discord so that you have access, so you all have access to it. All right, it's in the Buildbox live streams channel here in the Buildbox Discord. Okay, so randomizing levels example. All right, cool. And then we'll probably call it a day. I'll probably have to grab some lunch. Okay. Really, really awesome stuff. Next question. Zurich, how to do an enemy follow player just like Pursuit Police by Quali. Astrohound, love these streams. Keep it up. Hey, thank you, Astrohound. So glad that you're loving the streams. I really appreciate it. I'm glad to have you here. You're super, super helpful. I love like everybody who comes on these streams and helps me answer questions. It makes the stream so much better. And because we all get stuck from time to time, and it's definitely really helpful to have like a collaborative effort going on. Okay, now let's take a quick look, take a quick gander at. And let's check out YouTube here. And I want to check out Police Pursuit real fast. Okay. They're called Pursuit Police. I'm sorry, I switched the words around. Pursuit Police. Oh, come on, Zach. You can't type? What's up? Police. Okay. Oh, Quali game. Okay, Police Pursuit, either way. I was going to say, yeah, Pursuit Police. Okay. Yeah, all right, 1 second. All right, follow character. So this is a UA, yeah. So what you want is a gravitate node. Dude, this game is sick. I love that the enemies collide with each other. Oh my gosh, that's genius. Dude, you could make this game with Buildbox so easy. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, you guys really should try this out. Okay. So yeah, just in case, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger, and just in case you couldn't see it. So this is the game. This is the gameplay style that we're looking for. Okay, not so much the controls, but the question on the table right now is, how do you get the enemies to follow the character like this, right? And the way you do it is like this. I'll show you. Okay, I'm gonna pause the video. I'm gonna bring this over here. Really good stuff. Really good questions today, guys. Okay, so let me find a template that's gonna be a good example for you. Okay. Let's do draw. Yeah, I think draw is going to be the best example, like quick example, or adventure. I take that back. Adventure would have also worked. Would have been a good one. Okay, so quickly, let's take a quick look at what this template looks like. So basically, all you do is you draw, right? You draw your little character, and the character moves around, right? But let's say, and you let go, and it speeds up. Let's say you want to make enemies follow, right? So let's get out of here. Let's go to asset library. Let's grab an enemy. It's a little spike enemy here. Just take my word for it. Spike enemy. Okay. Now, let's put the little spike enemy in our scene. Shrink them down. Okay. Oops, too much. Too much. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make them dynamic, just for funsies. Okay. So dynamic. Then you need to gravitate. Wait. Did they change the name of this again? Yeah, they did. Okay, well, that's fun. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to use a gravity node. And so now what we'll do is this. What this does, I believe the way that this node is currently working, it's a little up in the air right now because we are currently developing it right now. I've been working with our development team to get this nailed down. And basically, there's a couple different ways that this works. It works with objects that are character objects and objects that have mass. Now we're about to change this so that basically, if you attach this node to something, this gravity node, it's going to be gravitate is really what we're going to call it. You change this gravitate node so that it can follow and gravitate anything, or gravitate towards anything with mass, not just characters. Because let's say you want to have something gravitate towards a planet, or oscillate around a planet or something. I don't know, in space. You should be able to do that without the planet having to be a character object. So right now the strength is set to 6. Let's just set it to 6 for right now, and I'm not going to worry about I'm going to get rid of the rotation node, and then let's make sure that this character is set to character. Okay, let's take a quick look. All right. Okay. So did you see how, I think it's a little bit easier to kind of zoom out a little bit so that you can see this a little bit better. So you can see that, like, the object is following the character, and I think if you crank up the gravity, it'll follow it even closer. Like, you see how it's kind of a delayed effect, it's rolling, Let's crank up the gravity a little bit more and see if we can get that, because we're pretty close. We're pretty close to the effect that we're looking for from Police Pursuit. But I think we need to crank up the gravity just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to move the character over. just to kind of give myself a little bit of breathing room here. Okay, and move the enemy back a little bit too. All right, let's take a quick look. Okay. Oof, I messed up. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so the gravity, let's crank the gravity up to like 40. I'm curious. And let's take the mass of the character. Let's take the mass of the character. Let's crank up the mass. Because I believe that it cranking up the mass will increase the effect of the... Oh, dang it. Yep, too much. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Alright, there we go. Whoa, okay, way too fast. Whoa, that's cool. Look at it. It's spinning around the character like that. Now that is kind of the effect that we're going for, right? It's like the spike ball is like trying to swipe at the character and then it finally collides with it. That is cool. I'm going to send this as an example. All right, perfect. So this is, I'm going to save this right now as police pursuit type gameplay. Police pursuit enemy movement example. Yeah, police pursuit enemy movement example. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll save that and I'll share that with you guys now. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull up Discord, everybody. Okay. And here is the police pursuit. Next. Give me a second, guys. Next question. This is from Beneath Heaven. I found particle assets in export folder. They've been there for a while. When are you planning to implement a particle system? Good question. I think we've actually like already started experimenting with it. Well, clearly, I mean, you caught us. I mean, the particle assets in the export folder. That's clearly like a sign, right, that we've been working on it. But I would say that we are realistically, we're probably still like a month or two from having a true 3D particle emitter put into place. And I know that this has been a long time coming. So it's something that we definitely are cognizant of, and we are going to we're going to try to get it done as quickly as possible. For right now, do try to use the spawn node, right? Try to use a timer and a spawn node creatively. You can get a lot of particle emitter type effects from using those nodes together. There's a decent workaround right now. Okay, this is another question. This is a question from Dustin Does Stuff. What is the best way to set up attributes with variables? Let's say I had a multiple choice question game and I wanted each answer, whether right or wrong, to change one or multiple attributes. Good question. Okay, let me think about this. Okay. Good question, Dustin. Okay, so let's say I had a multiple choice question game and I wanted each answer, whether right or wrong, to change one or multiple attributes. With variables. Okay, so here's the deal, right? So with adding attributes, right? Let's say you add, you've got, you could turn on edit mode, you add an attribute, and I would probably, for variables, like a variable like that, what I would do is I would either use a number. So I would probably like use a number, maybe. Where is the example? Here it is. And then you could try to manipulate that number. Here's also, you can also use a two-way option, X and Y, and you also can add an attribute of vector 3D. But to be honest, to do a multiple choice game, what I would probably do is I would probably either use one of two things. I would either use navigation buttons or I would use UI buttons. And so UI control buttons. So let's check this out, right? So let me give you an example, okay? I'm going to start off with a fresh template here, okay? So no, I'm not going to save changes. Okay. Okay, great. I wanted to create a new game. Just start off blank. Okay. So we'll add a new UI, right? And you could say, like, we'll just go right to the UI. And then Dustin, if I don't answer this question correctly, you might need to re-ask this one just a slightly different way, because I think I'm answering this the right. I think I understand you, but if I'm not, let me know. Okay. So let's just say you just jump into your game. I'm going to use a font here and just say first question. First question here of the game. Put this up here at the top, and then you've got 3 different navigation buttons here for your game. And these are answers 1, 2, and 3. Where the heck did the third one go? Okay, there it is. So 1, 2, and 3. All right. Okay, you got your first question. And then, basically, you'll say, okay, this is answer 1. This is going to be answer 2. This is going to be answer 3. Okay. Now, depending on what they click, you're going to send them, somewhere else. Maybe in another question, maybe question 2 here. Maybe this is the second question. Second question. Okay. Now, we go here, and maybe you've got, only 2 answers on this one. Maybe this one is just a yes or no type of thing, like a true or false sort of thing, right? So this one is going to, let's say this one's true, and this one's false. I spelled false with a Z. I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Now, we load this one up, and so the answer, if you get this the right answer, maybe you play like a fancy animation, like, good job, you got the question right, and then it goes to the next question. And then maybe if it's wrong, maybe you play an animation like, sound effect, or you like red X or something like that. But you just press play, right? And so you got your first question, your multiple question. And then you press, like, okay, you get the right answer. You press 1, and then you have like some animation, like confetti flying or something like that. It's all done through UIs. And then you go to the second question, and then you keep going from there and there. So I'll give you this as an example. This is like multiple, because let me see. You had a multiple choice question game. I wanted each answer, whether right or wrong, to change one or multiple attributes. I don't know what you mean by changing the attributes. I think that's the part I'm getting a little stuck on. So if I'm not understanding you correctly, please let me know, and I apologize if I'm not getting this correctly. I'm going to go ahead and save as is, though, and I'll share it just as is. Multiple choice question game example, and you can just grab that from the Discord, no problem. And then, gonna just drop this off the Discord. If that's not what you're looking for, please let me know. Okay, but that's in the Discord for you all to use. All right, next question. Spice Bean. How can I shoot one bullet like a boomerang, but make it so the player can't shoot again until it returns, then fire another one? Cheers. Yes, good freaking question. I like that, this type of stuff. Okay. So, okay. You want it to... This is what we'll do. This is what we'll do. I'm trying to use my imagination here to see if I can figure out how to do this. And I'm thinking we'll do, like... Let's see, exchange. Okay, no. This is what I'm thinking. We'll press a button, right? We'll press like some sort of button, like either like just touch the screen or something like that. That will be the fire, right? That'll be the fire button. And then once it's pressed, it'll, we need to block through touch or something. Hold on. Okay. To prevent it from being able to fire again is the thing, is interesting. I think that might have to use a signal threshold, actually. Shoot, I wish I had. I'm just like mastering the signal threshold right now, and I feel like if I had it mastered, I'd be able to show you really specifically. But this is what we're gonna do. Okay, let me get the camera kind of set up here so we can like see. We're gonna fire this. We're gonna fire this boomerang off in front of us, and it's gonna go around and then come back. Okay, so let's make it a character. Let's make the boomerang be like, I guess I'll kind of use a half ring, because it kind of like a boomerang is kind of like a half ring, and looks a little bit like that. Okay, what is going on, Buildbox? Why is it taking so long to access the asset library? Do you guys see in this? I've never seen this before. Buildbox has never done this to me before. Okay. Well, I'm going to click out of it and give it a second to catch up. Maybe it's my internet. It's probably my internet is the problem. It's probably not Buildbox. Let's try this again. Yeah, I don't know why it worked all of a sudden. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, back in action. Don't know what happened there. Okay, so I'm thinking half ring is kind of like boomerang looking, right? Kind of shape-ish. Maybe we like just crank down the scale a little bit like that almost, or maybe 0.7. Yeah, and then do the scale on here to 0.7 so that the shape is the collision shape is the same. All right, now, so when we touch the screen. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, I'm going into my mind palace right now trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. Okay, so let's get some movement going. So when I touch the screen, I want it to... Sorry about that, guys. I'm getting a phone call from a friend. I need to clearly turn off my phone. Okay. So let's do this. I think we're going to do sort of like a circular move, right? But the circular move is going to go... yeah, so the circular move is going to go just around once, and then we're going to remove it after like a certain amount of time so that it is no longer there. So let's go ahead, let's add in a remove right here. Okay, and then let's add in a delay. So let's say, we'll have to see how long it takes for the circular move to go around. What we'll do is we'll start off with a delay of like, let's say 2 seconds, and then let's see if that works. And then Yeah, and then let's see here. Yeah, let's see if let's do the 1 second. Okay, and delay 2 seconds. Circular move. All right, and then we remove it. Let's just see what this looks like. Oops. Okay, so let's get a cube in the scene here, and then we'll do the touch here, I think, and then it'll spawn the boomerang. Okay, save, enabled, and then let's get rid of actually this part here. Let's just hook this up straight to the beginning, and we'll save the touch just in case we end up having to use it later. So touch the screen. Oops, my bad. Okay, so 1 second. Cube is dynamic. Let's make it kinematic or none. See here. Okay, so something happened with the spawn offset. Let's see here. Let's do 3, or let's do 5 here. Let me see. Let's do. I need to back up the cameras. I'm not able to see everything. Okay. Okay. So it goes around. It's going that way. So we want it to go in front of us. So circular move needs to be in front of us, not that way. So 0. Let's do 10. Hold on. No, let's do not that way. Let's do it this way. Okay, 10 here. Huh. That's weird. No, it's not doing it at all. Zoom out again. Let's go here. Spawn. Circular move. 0, 0, 10. Okay. Oh. No. I see what you're saying. I see what it is. It's not that's the center. I'm changing the center. You want it to be 0, 0, 0, and then you want it to be the XZ plane. Got it. Okay, cool. And then let's make the actual itself, the model, just smaller, probably. Let's do like 0.1, 0.3, 0.3. Do the same thing here. 0.1, 0.3, 0.3. Okay. Now, let's see here. Let's do a little longer. Let's go 4 seconds. The speed, seconds per orbit. Let's slow it down a little bit so it's going to go faster. And back. Okay, cool. So now we just need to shorten it up a little bit. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so we can see this a little bit easier. Okay. Let's make sure that this is on the plane that we like. This is working the way we want to. Also, I kind of want to get some grass in here. Just because I like grass. Okay. Let's crank you up a little bit. Okay. Alright, now the half ring the delay needs to go a little bit less. It needs to be like 3.7. Or wait, it needs to be like 3 because it should take 3 seconds to go around the whole thing. Okay, cool. Now the center, though, needs to be moved forward a little bit. So the center of the circular move needs to be downwards. I'm thinking it's going to be like negative 5. Let's throw it. Okay. Cool. I don't like that this. I don't like how high it is. I want it to be taller. So let's go here. Spawn offset. I'm gonna do something like up 2. Okay, is that even doing anything? Spawn offset. Let's do 10. Okay, that didn't do anything. Okay, so we're not doing the spawn offset. We're going to just raise this position up on both of these. So let's do 3 and 3. Okay, let's try it again. And boom. Okay, so there's kind of a boomerang thing going on there. I might crank up the model a little bit more. 0.2. Okay. Yeah. Let's give it a little bit, maybe a little bit of rotation too, you know? Like, so it kind of like spins, like whoo, whoo, whoo. I don't know why I need to make that sound, but yep. Okay, rotate. All right, rotate this bad boy. Let's try spinning it along its y-axis by like 30 or something. Let's see if that even does anything. A little bit, but it's not. You don't want to spin it along the y-axis, and you probably want to spin it along like 100 along the z-axis, and then you probably want to rotate this thing 90 degrees that way. And let's see this thing. Okay, so if you rotate it 90 degrees, then something happens to the flight. So let's change that. Okay, so 1 second. So okay. So well, hold on. I rotated it 90 degrees, and that really messed with things. Let's try this again. Wow. Okay. So let me see something. All right. And if I rotate it slightly, what it does is it changes the XY plane. Okay. So it changes the plane. It starts moving down into the ground. If I start rotating it like that, so it needs to be perfectly spinning. Maybe not so much on the Z, but like maybe the X. Let's try it. Let's see. Ooh. Tricksy. Okay. Huh. So maybe let's do -100. Let me see. No. The rotation is definitely messing with it. So no rotation. Sorry about that. That's not going to happen. Maybe rotation animation. Okay. Now let's see what happens when I spin this 90. Okay, cool. See, that's what I wanted, but I wanted it to spin too. I wanted to like rotate like a boomerang, like an actual boomerang, you know? Okay. Well, we're getting closer. Okay, so we've got the like a boomerang shaped looking thing going. Now, there was some more specific stuff that you wanted. How can I shoot one bullet like a boomerang, but make it so the player can't shoot it again until it returns? Then fire another one. Cheers. Okay, so this is the hard part. So okay, this is the part that's tough. Is like, I think what you could do, there's a couple ways to do it. I know there's a couple ways to do it. We might actually have to talk as a group, everybody here, to figure this out. But I believe if you have a UI screen, you have a control button that covers the whole thing, and it's block through touch, and it's a block through touch, and this is gonna like be your block button, right? This is your block button, and basically what I was thinking that we could do is when you touch this thing, you spawn it, you also spawn the block button, right? And then after the whole flight has taken place, then you remove the block button. So so as soon as it's pressed, you spawn this thing that has the block button in it. So I'll create a cylinder here, and I'll just have it in my scene. There's the scene. There it is in the scene. This is going to cause the block button hookup. Okay, control, UI button, enable it. Then you hook it up to the block button. Oops, I almost missed that block button. And then, when it's relieved, when you press it, it does nothing. It just blocks it. Then after a certain amount of seconds, I think we have 3 seconds for the whole flight to take place of the boomerang, then you remove the block button. So we do in and out, you do a delay of 3 seconds, and then you try to remove the block button. This is how I would start doing this if I could. Okay, so here we go. I don't know if this is gonna work. We'll find out. Yeah, see, the block button is just staying blocked. It's just it's just staying over on top of it, and it's not going to get rid of it. Okay, let me see something. One thing I did forget to do is I forgot to spawn the block button. But that wouldn't really help me either. Yeah, because that's just going to block it. And if I go here to UI screen, I remove the block button, it'll still do it. And it'll keep spawning the block buttons, but the block button, it won't block anything. Okay, so that doesn't help. Signal threshold, maybe. Let me see. So maybe what we'll do is this. Signal threshold, right? Signal threshold. You allow one signal to go through. Okay, you don't enable it. First off, you start off with a signal threshold. You enable it once, and it's first it's enabled the first time, right? You get through it once. Then you get another signal threshold, right? As soon as it's released, right? As soon as you press it, let's get rid of the block button. As soon as you press it, you get another signal threshold, and then you have a delay of 3 seconds before you enable it again. Okay? And then, let's try this. Let's do 3 seconds, and then it's enabled again. Let's try it. I have no idea if this is going to work. Huh. So the signal threshold's not going through originally. And my guess is if that's the case, you're going to be able to get through. Okay, let's work that. Let's do this one as a team, everybody. I'm going to open up the chat. Let's figure out how to block it so that you can only fire it once, because I know it's easy. I know we can do it. I'm just blanking right now on it clearly. Okay. Use a signal invert connected to pressed and then to enabled of touched. Then you can use the layer if collide to turn it back on. See, I was thinking about that. So signal invert. You said not signal threshold. Smart penguins coming to the rescue again. Signal invert. Okay. So signal invert. Use signal invert connected to pressed. Timer limiting the number of spawns. Interesting. Ooh, a timer limiting number of spawns. That's not a bad idea too, Al. I might try that too. Okay. First, I'll try Smart Penguins, and then Al, I'm going to try your idea too. Signal invert connected to pressed. Connected to pressed. And then to enabled of touched. Is that right? All right. And then of touch, and then you can use a delay to turn it back on. Wait, I'm messing that up. Smart Penguins, tell me what I'm doing here. Okay. Oh, crash. I did that. Okay. So let's see here. What if you use the gravity node inside the bullet to make it go back to the player, and then put a fire limiter, just like a gravity node inside the bullet to make it go back to the player, and put a fire limiter just like the jump limit node? Ooh, that's a good idea. Okay, wow. Holy smokes, you guys have a bunch. I love that there's like 3 or 4 different ways that, and I feel like every single one of those is viable options. Okay, I'm gonna try them all. You know what sucks though? I just realized it crashed and I didn't save, and so all that's gone. Oh, darn it. Okay. Shoot. All right, let's try it again. Gosh darn it. That was a mistake. That was my bad. Oh, okay, yeah. So signal invert and signal threshold are we're actually, I was working with Justin right now. We're writing up the documentation for right now. It is really, really useful. I want to make sure that you guys know how to use it. All right, sorry about that, Spice Bean, dude. I'm sorry I just blew that for you. We're pretty close. Thank you. I'm gonna move on to the next question. But it looks like I think we're really close to it. We're like kind of like circling around it for sure. Okay, so let's see here. Let me see something. Hold on, I got something going on here with my screen. Anyways, okay. You were holding shift when scale, Zach, were you holding shift when scale adjusting an object? No, I hold shift down when I rotate an object, Al, and that's so I can get it into 90-degree angles. I didn't do the scale. I don't think that's how it was. Okay, so this is next question on the list was from Lux Ferry or Fair, Ferre. Zach, what's the software you use for making game assets? Okay, so when we release Pixelbox, I'm going to be only using Pixelbox because it's so awesome. They have all the sprites and stuff built into it. It's so nice and easy. What I have been using for 2D game assets, I use a combination of Affinity Designer, this guy right here. It allows me to do really, really simple stuff. Like here, I'll just do a quick example. You can add a gradient to that and change the color of the gradient if you want. And there's lots of different different things that you can do with this illustration software. Yeah, that's kind of this one. That looks more like Apple now with that kind of that gradient in the white text. But anyway, so I use Affinity Designer for 2D animations. I also use Pixelmator here for 2D illustrations. I really like Pixelmator a lot as well. It's taking a second to open up. New document here. Let's go ahead and just kind of give you a quick example of what it looks like. So Pixelmator is like classic for having all of these like little windows that you can move around, shapes and styles, layers. The effects is super cool, super cool. Gradients, all that stuff. Okay, so that's Pixelmator. Delete. This is Affinity Designer, and and then the last one I use for 3D objects, for 3D game assets, is Blender. And I'm just going to very quickly show you Blender. I'm not going to take too long to do that. We've got about 20 minutes now, everybody, before I'm going to probably call it a day. So, but we got some really good work done today. I'm really happy about this live stream. So let's exit out of here. Okay, so this is Blender, and this is how you make 3D objects. I'm gonna hit X on my keyboard, and then it gives me the option to delete. Then I'll just go to add objects. You can add a mesh. A good example is like a cylinder here. And then you can select, let's see here, let's go to edit mode, and then you can select a face or something. Let's try, faces. So you select a face there, maybe hold shift, select the both faces, and then hit X, and then delete the faces. Then you can turn this guy into like a tube. You can go solidify. Let's do solidify. Make the thickness a little bit bigger. Maybe, apply that. And then maybe make it smooth. Where's smooth? Smooth. You can change the smooth a little bit. Here. Oops, nope, don't do that. Select the whole object. There you go. I scaled it up a little bit. Let me see here. Okay. Enter. Let's move it up. Anyways, so this is how I use, basically, this is how I manipulate 3D objects. So that's what I would do if you were, if I was working with the software. I would probably use Blender for 3D objects. That's how I made like the buttons for the phases 3D template, or the 3D game that I made. By the way, we're just fixing that up a little bit, and we're turning that into a template, and we're going to be sharing that with you guys in a couple weeks. But you already have, I already shared it with you, so but it will be in the software too. But yeah, that's how I made the buttons. So I would use Blender. So there's that question. Thank you so much, Lux. All right, Abmora, another question from Abmora. How to? The player can find hidden letters in the game. Allow the player to enter the secret password at the end of the level to move to the next level. Okay, so the character is finding secret letters in a game. It almost kind of was reminding me of like Donkey Kong, where you or like, was it Sonic or something? There's like, I know there's games where you like collect like golden letters, right? And then if you collect all the golden letters, then you like spell out the word or whatever. Or maybe you get like a bunch of different letters, and then you mix them up at the end, and you have to like mix the letters around until you create the word that is the password. I think that's what you're trying to do. So allow the player to enter the secret password at the end of the level to move to the next level. Okay, this is what I would do. Okay, I'm going to exit out of here. I'm going to exit out of Blender. Blender's free, by the way, everybody. So definitely check out Blender when you get a chance. Okay, so what I would do is I would have some letter out there. I'm going to make this, I'm going to say this triangle is a letter. Okay. Let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, so this is the letter that you're going to get. Let's Let's make it static. Cool. All right, let's make this the character. And then, let's see here. Okay. Then we do a cube. Let's go here. Let's give it some movement. Move towards the letter. Let's go -3. Let's make sure that's moving towards the letter. All right, cool. Moving towards the letter. Now let's go side view the camera. Okay. Now let's say I want to put a little image of that letter up at the top. I'm going to take this as a little screenshot. Okay. Let's take this guy. Let's do another little 3D object. Let's do an animation there. Let's throw it in here. Just at the top. Okay. Get rid of that. 3D world cube. Cool. Rotate this around. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we'll do this. We'll do another little cube up here. This is going to be my little placeholder. So wherever I go, this little cube is going to be up here in the top, and it's going to kind of just stay there. So I'll make this a cube, be a child of the camera. The camera is going to follow the character. I should probably save. This is going to be letter password example. Okay. Now we're going to, let's see here, what we'll do is this will be the spawner. This will be the first letter spawner. First letter spawner. Okay. Now what we'll do is if this collides with the character, make sure this is a character. If it collides with the character, then I want to spawn, or I want to just send a signal, a send to spawn letter. Spawn letter. Cool. Then at the cube, let's see here, first letter spawner. Then we do a receive. And we say, okay, letter spawner again. Hopefully I spelled everything correctly. I should probably double check just to make sure, because if you don't spell it correctly, it's not going to work. Spawn letter. Oh my goodness, that would not have worked. Okay. Spawn letter, and then we want to spawn the letter. And what we're going to do is we're going to spawn this letter. And this is going to, I'll just call this letter. Sorry if I'm moving super fast. I just want to try to like answer questions as fast as quickly as I can, so that I can answer as many questions as possible. And then I promise I'll share the BB docs as long as I don't mess up and accidentally make the software crash and forget to save, like I did last time. Okay, so let's see here. So now let's get rid of the 3D model on the spawner, and then let's make sure that this is not set to dynamic. You don't even need it to be static. Okay. Let's see here. Hit the letter. Nope. Okay. dynamic, static, if collide, cube. Let's check the collision shape. Yeah, that one's fine. Collision shapes on this one's fine. Let's check the camera. Okay, collision shape, collision shape. Let's give this a little bit faster movement, -5. So it should send or receive to spawn the letter. Okay, then it's going to go to the first letter spawner. It's going to spawn the letter. That's going to, then it's going to spawn the letter. And then it must be that it is spawning, but the animation, the object must be turned around the wrong way. So let's take this guy. Let's try this. I'm just super curious. Let's try rotating it 90 degrees like this. I'm just curious if this does anything. No? Let's try it again. And one more time. Weird. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Did I have it set to dynamic? Oh my gosh. Okay. My bad, everybody. Okay, now it's rotated the wrong way. Okay. Let's try this again. All right. One more time. Now it's flipped all the way around. Okay. Let's try it one more time. Okay, so there's the triangle, and we just need to get it set up a little bit better. So let's do this. Let's make this a little bit smaller first off. And then why is it rotating that? Like, I don't want any rotation. Just no rotation. Okay. Let's take a look. All right, let's see how this looks now. So you collect the letter. Where did you go? Okay, so it's rotated. Let's do a rotation of 90. Here. One more time. Okay, cool. So now let's go ahead and also make it so that when you collide, it removes the letter. Okay. All right. And then the spawn thing. Oh, shoot. Okay, let's make it as a child. You got to make it as a child of the object, or else it won't move with the gameplay, I'm guessing. Yeah, see, now it's going to move with it. So, what I would do is do something like this, and then at the end, then once you have the letters all done, you reach the end of your game, and you get to your, like, okay, I'm ready to put in the password part, right? Then what you do is you use an is touched, and you can drag the letters around, and you drop them into the correct boxes. And if you drop them into the correct, and then it's just a matter of doing the putting them in the correct boxes and getting them. I think now I might need to actually do that on the next Q&A because we got about 5 minutes. I'm probably going to wrap up right now, but I want to think a little bit more about how you set it up so that when you drag it and you drop the letters in, how it has to be like in a certain order, or like maybe what it is. This is probably how I would do this. Is I would probably say that if you enter it in the right way, if you get like the if collides correct, right, or if you drop them in correctly, you give a point. And then after 4 points, you say like, okay, after this many points, or maybe you say health, right? You say like, okay, after each time I drop it in here, it does a little bit of damage. And then after all the damages have been done, or it's 4th health or whatever, then you figured out the password and you can jump on to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and just save this right now. I'll share it on Discord. Let me just shift this around just a little bit. Hold on one second. So I'm also going to make it a little bit smaller. Okay. And let's see here. I want to make sure that this is looking at least decent. Okay, it's looking okay, but I want it to go higher to the left because I want it to be the first letter, and then I want it to be smaller. So let's take a look. There we go. Okay, that's like, let's say that's the first letter. Move it over here to the side a little bit more. And then you would collect more letters. And at the end, once you've got all your letters up here at the top, then you drag it and you can decide then you can set up the points and set up the password part. Okay, cool. I'll save this one more time. Letter password example. Come on, Buildbox, save for me. Let's try this again. Retry. And one more time. All right, cool. There we go. It's saved. Okay, so let's pull up Discord. And really, really, really good. Oh, here's the one-shot example. Hey, thank you, Smart Penguins. Everybody, check this out. So Smart Penguins has a good example of the one shot. So you just do it once, and then I believe it blocks it so that you can't do it again. And then I'm going to share this letter password example, just the beginnings of it, and then I'm going to see if I can work on it a little bit more next week when we do another live stream. We're going to try to do 2 live streams next week, I believe. Okay, everybody. There was a question from a question from Farhood, Diogo, and Max. How to make a scrollable UI. There's a couple other questions that I didn't get to in this Q&A, so I wanted to apologize for that. I'll try and get to it next time. I've got them right here written down, so I haven't forgotten you. I'm going to go ahead and grab some lunch right now. I hope the rest of you all have like a really, really great day. Stay safe out there. You know, everything's crazy right now, so stay safe and let us know if you need any help. You can email support@buildbox.com. This is a really, really great live stream again with you guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next week. All right, thank you so much, Boxers.